live because that's how it works. It needs to have the live for us to talk, and
Are
it's
we
like,
live? Are we live?
yeah, we're live
Oh
right now.
shit. Okay. All
Hey,
right.
so I had a pretty decent day, but the thing that's been bothering me is my body. So
Mm,
I'm just sore right now.
mm. Did you like go up a flight of stairs or did you do a push up today? Did you take the trash out? What happened?
Well, I haven't. I did notice you trying to insult me. That I did pick that up. Trying to play me. Trying to play me. That's cool. So um, I realized that it's been a couple of months since I went to the gym, and I kind of made a goal. Like, hey, I was like, all right, after I come back from LA, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to
Okay.
pump some iron. You know what I'm saying? Do some thrust,
Work
some
off
hip
that
thrust.
In and Out, work off the In and Out burger and all
Yes,
the drinking we did and all
all
that.
the all the trash, everything. Listen, um, I think I told you about this, but when we separated, right, briefly
Hmm.
during the LA trip, when you decided to go to a stranger's car to do a delivery, that's what happened, dude. And I don't think I really told.
No, Hannibal is not lying about that. I did that because I'm a little crazy
Yeah,
and I made it out alive, so I'm good.
she was great. Nicole is
She is
amazing,
great.
but
She
at
is
the
great.
time, we did not know her enough. But you
No.
said, "Hey, I'm going to do a delivery with this person." I'm like, "All right,
I
cool."
would. Yeah. I'm crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a little crazy.
So I went back to the hotel room. Well, before that, I grabbed the entire burrito, ate that, swallowed it, then went back, ate more at the bar. Then we had burgers. So clearly,
Yeah,
I am.
damn. You had like 3 meals in like 4 or 5 hours, 5 hours.
I went to bed. I could have ate something else. It just I am a wreck, and
uh,
maybe it was nervous eating. At one point, Pedro, you were gone for about an hour and a half. I thought something happened to you. I thought this
oh.
person kidnapped you. Yeah, because I was talking to John. I was like,
Well, hold on. You couldn't have been that nervous. You didn't call me, bro.
yeah,
I mean,
I guess I haven't got to that point. Yeah,
okay.
I was enjoying myself, but I was like, yo, where is Pedro? He said he was going to do one delivery. He's the first time being here. He's lost. He doesn't know what Pedro is going on. Did he get kidnapped? And then like, what am I supposed to do? As I'm drinking my whiskey. So I guess
Right,
you're right.
right.
I got
Super,
text you.
super concerned. Yeah.
Okay, but that's not the point. The point is, I've been eating a lot of bad food, so I decided, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to the gym, and I did. Did a little workout, did a little bit of a full body, thing. I was doing some legs, some curls, all that stuff. And the next day, I can't get out of bed. Like I am just sore. Everything is I'm old, man. It's over.
Yeah.
That's this. I just wanted to bring out. It's over.
Yeah, but that means if you're sore, that's a good
Yeah.
thing. You worked muscles, like you're supposed to be sore for the first time or two, and it'll get better. But um, yeah, I mean, it sucks working out. Like nobody
Yeah.
likes to do it, but I
No.
mean, you did it, so yeah, I tip my cap to you.
What?
I didn't work out today. You did, so
Yeah.
you should feel good about that.
Well, it was yesterday. No, I haven't done anything today. I'm still recovering. Like I may
Yeah.
be
Okay.
out. Like my coach's decision. It's my decision. I'm out 8 to 10 weeks
Are you
with.
Anthony Davis, bro? Did you like
Oh
pull
yeah.
your pinky ring, pull your
I
pinky finger or something, and like
I am glass, man. I'm just
mm,
glass.
mm.
But my chick has been working out for the last couple of months. So I'm like, okay, she's working out. She actually has an entire personal trainer
Oh damn.
named Dean. I don't
Oh,
know what he looks like. It's possible she
you
may just
probably don't want to know what he looks like.
yeah,
Yeah.
she plays it down. It's like, oh, he doesn't look that bulky. He don't look that strong. He looks like she could be just lying and make it, seem like it's okay.
Yep,
He's probably like up to here or some shit.
yep,
Like
yep. He probably looks like Michael B. Jordan
probably. And
or
that's a big
the other guy, Majors or James, whatever his name is. Yeah, it probably looks like that.
I mean, I saw Michael P. Jordan's like workout routine because they have the trainer. It's intense. He's
Yeah.
working. He's. I mean, and he's probably doing the extra stuff. They don't say that like the Marvel heroes. Like imagine why every Marvel actor, like the actor that gets them, they all bulk up,
Yeah.
and he just looks shredded very quickly too.
Well,
Like
those guys are eating like 6,000 calories a day at
yeah,
minimum. They're working out. Like they got nutritionists and specialists, and so if you had that, if you had what his means and like a 2 3 dietitian,
yeah,
you'd be able to bulk up too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I mean, they could be taking things. Who knows? But yeah, those guys go hard, man. Like it's
yeah.
crazy how both of those guys, like their body, it doesn't even make any sense. Like it's crazy, man, how they look.
It's discipline, it's hard work, but I already told you my plan is to get the HGH Joe Rogan, The Rock style.
You're getting that Timberland, Dr. Dre. You're gonna be like
Yes,
walking around.
Busta
Can't go through the
Rhymes.
door. Busta Rhymes. Yeah.
Busta Rhymes look like a kingpin. He looks cartoonish how swole he is, and I'll take that swollenness. It just don't make my penis smaller. Like, please.
See, I would not want to be big like that. I would not. For me, if I started working out, I used to run, but I've never really done anything with weights since basically high school, right?
Yeah.
If I started working out, I'd easily probably put 5-10 pounds on. It wouldn't be too hard for me, but I'm a slim dude, so I would be more maybe lean and a little better in shape. But I would not want to be big, not like that. I feel like my body size and frame, it just would look weird. So I've never really wanted that.
You want to look like Fat Joe?
No,
or like not fat, like just like big.
No.
Well, I may be interested in doing that. I mean, I'm not so out of shape. Like I can do 10 pull-ups if need be. I could at least do that. Like I can do some push-ups. Like I could do at least 30 without like dying. Like it's not that bad, but I got the little belly. And I'm trying to, shape it up. So when I say I'm 40, when I get to 40 years old, I'm like, oh, I want that kind of look rather than
well, you got to stop. You got to stop eating burritos, In-N-Out Burger, and Maker's Mark's Neat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to.
Not possible. No. All those things are important.
Those are necessities. Actually, yeah, we need those things as men to just like keep us going.
Oh yeah, bourbon is delicious, and you have a long day. Take a little bit of that, and you don't put any ice in it. Just sip it, and all the stuff you had to deal with, it just rolls off the bottom.
And then you wake up the next day like, damn, I still got to deal with that stuff.
That is also true. It doesn't help you fix everything. But it's interesting you brought up Michael B. Jordan. I still got to watch Creed, but I'm gonna watch the next two over the next week.
Yeah.
But he said something that was very interesting. I just looked at it earlier as soon as we kind of started to get on. He said his greatest of all time rapper, Michael B. Jordan, names Drake as the greatest of all time over Jay-Z and Tupac. During the GOAT talk with Complex, Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors share their top tier in the categories of food, movies, music, and more. When was asked who's the greatest rapper of all time, Creed 3 co-star named Jay-Z and Tupac, because he's a sane person. And Jordan had a hard time choosing between Hove and Drake. He picked Drake. First question, should I continue to watch his movies and support his work? He said Drake.
Michael B. Jordan. I'm over here talking you up. You're just doing directorial debut for Creed 3.
Phenomenal
I love
actor.
your movies. Phenomenal actor. Good dude. I'm not surprised because of his age, and but that's a little disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, a little disappointing.
Do you think it's because he's probably friends with Drake?
Could be. He could have given a worse answer, but he could have said somebody worse. But yeah, I mean, he picked him over Jay.
Yeah.
And Pac.
Yeah, it's a little. It sounds very biased.
If
I don't know him, there's no way Drake is the greatest rapper of all time.
No.
He's not even top 20. Now, if you're talking about amount of money,
he might be top 20.
Drake top 20 now.
It depends on who you ask, though. It's kind of like saying basketball. Yeah. There's different eras. You know what I'm saying? Like people would say, "Oh, well, this guy's not in the top 20, but he might be." He's definitely put his stamp on the game.
Yeah,
for the last 10, 15 years, whatever he's been. I feel like it's been about 10
well,
at least.
I guess there's different categories of greatest artists, like musical artists. Yeah, Drake's probably one of them. But we're just talking about rapping.
About rap, yeah.
I would not put him up that high.
That's fair.
Because a lot of his biggest hits, he's singing sometimes. Or trying. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of both. My favorite Drake songs is him rapping. Like my favorite song is probably Western Road Flows. It's probably my favorite song. And he's rapping. He's not doing any of the pop stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about his life, his success. But I feel like that's a friend thing. Like, Drake's my boy. We party every once in a while. Yeah, he's the greatest.
It's a very like PC answer. It's you know what I'm saying. It's like I'll just say Drake because I got a mic in my face and I'm gonna see him tomorrow at the party and it's gonna be all these women. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
It's
Drake,
like I'm gonna give him just whatever. So
and Drake seems like a nice guy. Like he looks like a nice dude. Like you don't really hear him do anything remotely wrong, to be honest, right? Like he has his little beefs, but he seems like a super nice guy.
yeah.
It makes sense.
He's light skinned. He's supposed to be,
and he's also light skinned, so that does
that helps him.
What's up, everybody that's in the chat and obviously checking out the replay? Cliff Dog is in the building. He says, I think he's top 30. Yeah, I could put, yeah, I would say Drake could be in the top 30. I mean, he's definitely not in my top 5, and he's not in my top 10.
I don't argue with I even think, I think he's around there. I think he's somewhere in that 20 to 30 range. I think he's got, I do. He's got a big catalog. He's got a lot of songs. He's got a lot of different ways of rapping or singing. I feel like I don't ever hear anybody that's saying he's like has somebody ghostwrite for him. I think if anything, he writes for other people. Maybe I have that wrong.
The criticism that Drake gets is he follows trends. He will change his style based on what's popular at the time, and some people kind of think that's a little disingenuous in terms of it's all about the artist, doing everything on your own, which I think Drake follows what's hot and he catches it before it really takes off.
Yeah, I think he takes it to the next. He levels it up. Just because of his following, and he can get the best producers and the best this, best that, and we know when a Drake album or a song drops, the radio's pushing it. So. Yeah. I think he takes advantage of that to his,
which is smart. I mean,
he's clearly a smart businessman, clearly. So I give him credit for that.
Yeah, Cliff Dog talked about he having a ghostwriter. I'm sure he has. There is one named Quentin Miller. You can just type his name up on YouTube. When you hear him rapping, it does sound like Drake.
Does it?
So Drake is adopted a little bit, but yeah, I'm sure they all get help. I mean, writing help, and like Nas. I forgot, it was a little controversy with some artists said that he helped. Not, I think it was actually him that kind of came in and helped, but it is what it is. Cliff Dog said he's a flow jacker. I know when he was alive, exit on that he said that Drake stole his flow. So but I'm a fan of Drake. If I get a chance to check him out live, I will. But he's definitely not the greatest of all.
Yeah, I know you said that a couple weeks back. A concert you'd want to see, or if he came, you'd check him out. But listen, I know I'm hyping up Creed, the first one. Just watch. I think you're really gonna like it. Yeah. I hope you like it. I mean, it's a good movie. It's an easy watch. There's different things. It's still got Rocky in it. He plays a prominent role. I think you're gonna really enjoy it. So.
I'm gonna check it out. I just didn't like this response, and I don't want it to ruin my enjoyment of the movie when he makes such ridiculous claims, because it's ridiculous. Like Drake is not the greatest of all time. But
I saw him, and is it Jonathan Majors? That's a co-star, right? Okay, he's kind of blowing up. I kind of like him a lot. I've seen him in some interviews. He's got a good way about him. But somebody asked those guys, who would win in a fight, Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali? And we've had this discussion for 20 years. And the Jonathan Majors guy's like Tyson. A lot of people are saying Tyson at I guess the premiere for the Creed movie or whatever. Right. And Michael B. Jordan, I feel like he just gives PC answers. He's like, I don't know. It'd be a draw. Like he couldn't even decide he couldn't say Ali or Tyson. He said
it doesn't make any sense.
So I think he just kind of gives simple answers. He doesn't go out there and
when you ask Tyson, he never says he can beat him. He loves Muhammad Ali so much. Yeah. Like there, you can see a few clips. Even when Tyson was still kind of in the prime. Mm-hmm. It was an interview on Arsenio Hall show, and he saw Ali. He was like, "No, he's the guy."
Ali. We have to remember, Tyson was obviously, his power and his technique were just incredible. He came at you. He had that 2-3 year run. He was just destroying people. But Muhammad Ali fought some big dude. George Foreman was a monster. Okay. Yeah. And he took punches. Muhammad Ali's defense, the way he could bob and move and not take punches and rope-a-dope. Ali is taking down Mike Tyson. I believe Tyson would be the aggressor, but Ali, I think, would wear him down in a similar fashion.
You got to box him. You got to box him. You can't, Dan. You got to basically stay on the outside. So the one thing about Mike Tyson and why he's still a really special heavyweight, one of the greatest. He was a short dude. All these other heavyweights now are giant. I mean, Lennox Lewis handled Mike Tyson. Why? He had his reach and kind of just box him and then frustrate him. Try to play some of the fight night. I still play Fight Night on Xbox. You pick Tyson and then your enemies, computer plays Lennox Lewis. It's hard to win.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get inside and Lennox just got that long ass reach. Mm-hmm. It's really difficult to do it. So that's the only thing I would think of. I agree. I think Ali would frustrate him and dance around him at the prime Ali, not
we're talking prime Ali, prime. Yeah. I mean, Ali's the GOAT. To me, it's not. It goes even beyond the outside the ring. It goes in and out. But yeah, Ali was just different. I think he played with guys' minds. The way he would say things in the press conferences. But then he had the technique, and he was just hard to really get to because of his strategies. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, especially with Frazier. Like Frazier, another one that would just put you in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
And he frustrated the hell out of him, scared Foreman. All of the little stuff that was happening. And Prime Tyson was a volatile person.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Holyfield was winning that fight with Tyson. Not necessarily he was outboxing, he was bullying him and headbutting him. Like. Yep. Holyfield was being a bit of an asshole, and Tyson couldn't handle it and bit his ear because that's what he kept. He's like, that's what Tyson said. You kept headbutting me, and I got frustrated. So I took a little.
And we got to remember, Tyson was knocking out chumps for the most part. Okay, he was knocking out some chumps, and it looked great. And it was at a time when it had been a little while since we had a heavyweight, and he was so dynamic and just so powerful, and he talked a little funny. Like Tyson came at a time that was just we needed it, but he was.
That's all they had, though. That's all they had. They just had the people they got, and some of them were lost before they got in the ring. The fear and all that stuff.
Fear,
yeah. So I definitely agree with that. But man, we've been rambling. Let's get right into the main event here. So you guys see the title: JJ Redick, Kendrick Perkins. Full disclosure, I don't like either one of them. Like I don't watch ESPN. I can't stand First Take. I can't stand Skip and Shannon. I watch clips on YouTube or on social media. I cannot sit down and watch the entire show. They all do this. They make these ridiculous, over-the-top claims, and then dummies like me and you argue about it. Talk about it on the podcast.
That's exactly what they do. I like JJ Redick's podcast, Old Man in the Three, I believe. He's had it for couple of years before he got on the ESPN. Right. I think the podcast kind of like, hey, we got to get this guy. Like, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And I like Kendrick Perkins in spurts. I think sometimes he says some things I'm like, yeah. But, man, yeah. I'm interested. We haven't talked about this yet live. Like, we're going to talk about this for the first time tonight with you guys. So I'm interested to see your perspective because I didn't really know about it till you brought it up to me, I think yesterday. And then I watched some things on ESPN and YouTube, and I was like, man, like these guys are kind of going at it. So I'm very interested to hear your perspective on kind of how this went down.
Absolutely. So JJ Redick is not new to this. He's been having back and forth with many, many people, right? Usually the older heads, right? When he said something about, the older NBA stars were playing against plumbers and firemen. Mm-hmm. Kind of make it seem like Larry Bird wasn't able to win, not one of the greatest 3-point shooters because he didn't take a lot of them. And it's, what Stephen Curry goes through is more physical than what Larry Bird went through, which just doesn't make sense to me. So that's what a little bit of that. Like, I feel like once you get in a First Take, I don't know if they're probably telling you this. You got to say outrageous things.
Well, in order to stay, I think, because there's so many people they can put on that show and probably want to be on it because it's the number one show on ESPN. So I think to stay, you got to go that extra. You got to be willing to go that extra mile with something provocative and
exactly
rustle it up a little bit, So
yeah. So and Hector says JJ Redick is a better listen. I would agree.
Yeah.
JJ Redick has a little bit better communication style, and Kendrick I'm sorry, never liked him as a player. Always looked mean.
Yeah.
He got dunked on. Sometimes he makes plays that didn't make any sense. If the man wasn't born with his body, the big, how big and strong is, there would be no reason. Like
he was in the league because of his bigness, his bruteness, basically. Yeah,
he was a big dude. I never saw a high IQ play ever from him. He was just a big guy, and he'll do something, but he never really attached any. You saw him. He always looked angry. At least DeMarcus Cousins looked angry, but he would ball on you. Like he just.
Oh yeah, he'll drop 30. Perkins,
Yeah.
I bet Perkins never had a 30-point game ever. I bet he never did.
I'm sure he probably dominated in high school and college.
Sure, but not in the NBA. Not in the NBA.
So some of his takes are a little bit off. Like he tries to be funny, carry the hell on, and he loves LeBron, and so a lot of his takes are just not a big fan. But I'm not really a big fan of a lot of these shows anymore. But anyway, the issue now is with Joker, right? Being MVP, and why there's so many people having a problem with that. And this goes beyond just these two. Even last was it last year?
Yeah, last year he beat out Embiid, and a lot of people liked Embiid. It was a pretty close race last year. I feel like the first MVP he won, it was like, this guy had a phenomenal year. But then he did it. He had better stats the second year, so they gave it to him, and he's doing it again. So it's a debate for sure.
Yeah. So like people seem like they're upset about it, and I've seen it. Like there are a lot of people, kind of having a big issue, like a really big issue. So it's kind of crazy. But we'll see. So we got some clips here of exactly what Kendrick said. Because again, they're going back and forth with exactly what Kendrick said about, the last, couple of white MVPs and their stats. And then they'll have that big back and forth. Yeah. So we'll play this real quick.
Why didn't he never bring up this in particular subject? When it comes down to guys winning MVP since 1990, it's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those 3 guys were?
Who were they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. Now,
Dirk Nowitzki.
what do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it. Now, here's the thing.
That didn't make any sense think about it. No, tell me. Like, if you're gonna say it, just say it. What are you saying? It sounds like you said it there because they're white.
No, that's what he was saying. And that's, it's a really bad take. It looks weak. It's a weak argument because he said about 90. Okay, what about Magic Johnson won? I think 5 MVPs, never led the league. Magic Johnson averaged like 15, 16, 17, 18 a game. Some years he's winning MVP. So it's a really bad take.
We can argue that did Steve Nash deserve 2 of those MVPs?
Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan. But the thing about Nash, and I think Redick brought it up, is that he was the orchestrator of the best offense for those years, and he was highly efficient. He was shooting like 95, 96% from free throw, shooting, 50, 60% from the field, over 40% from 3-point, right? So he was very efficient, and he had the ball in his hand every possession. So I think he did a lot for that team. So, but 2,
let me show you the stats from the 2006 race, which I think maybe that's the one that people kind of argue that maybe there's some issues with him winning. I mean, hopefully I can show where it is. Okay. So I'm gonna show you some of the stats real quick. Let me know if you can see it.
I see it. Yeah.
So you see Steve Nash, 20 points, almost 11 assists. If he wasn't on the team, they don't win the amount of games they won. He was the offense.
Yes.
He was the offense. But you have LeBron James, 50 wins, 31 points a game. Damn, that's
crazy. That's a lot of
7 rebounds, 6, almost 7 assists. And then you got Kobe, 35 points.
Yeah, so Kobe, I'm sure, led the league that year. Either him or Tracy McGrady, but it was probably Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. And Dirk had 60 wins and he's scoring 27 points. So if you look at it right now, you look at all these stats, do you still think that Steve Nash should have won?
Can you go down a little bit? Okay, so hold up, stop right there. Okay. So the one thing, and I'm a Kobe guy, so forget he should, that's the year Kobe should have won. But if you look at it, so if you look at the total points or the points per game and the assists, Steve Nash actually is giving his team, I think, more points per game because he's the only one out of those 5 that averages double-double.
Yeah. So LeBron looks pretty good, though.
LeBron looks pretty good. So 6 assists. So he's off by 4 assists. So that's basically the difference of 4 assists is 2, 8. So you're talking about a 9-point difference if you include the 3. So if you add 9 points, you're at 27. So yeah, but he's the only one to average a double-double. So there can be arguments for either side, but I don't think Steve Nash he shouldn't be a 2-time MVP. He's not that dominant,
But are we saying the reason why he won 2 is because he was white?
Because he's white.
And this is where the issue is happening. So so he said that, and this the big battle, the big fight that happened earlier. Yeah, you hear that? Anyway, let's play it right quick.
I want to just say something. Stephen A., I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated
one at a time.
It's the facts.
One at a time.
It's the facts. It's the facts.
Okay.
It's the facts. It's the facts. When you got nothing, you just start yelling the same thing.
That's when you
argue with your lady, and she's hitting you with the facts, and she's hitting you with real arguments. You like, I just did it.
Well, it's typically what's the whole thing with arguments? The first one that kind of really raises the voice and starts yelling is the one that loses, right? Yeah. So, but what do you think, man? What do you think about what Perkins, like the way he said it? Do you feel like his intention is what JJ is pointing out?
Yeah, it's obvious. Perkins said that most of the NBA voters are white for the MVP. They had to do a correction today to say that's not necessarily true. There's more of a diverse group, so he was wrong about that. But let's say, for instance, let's try to make it more like, because a lot of times we like to think things are black and white, right? Perkins is racist. All right, it's possible, but I feel like let's say if Joker was playing for the Lakers, would we have this issue? Like, will we have this back and forth argument? If he played for the Knicks, if he played in Philadelphia instead of Joel, would we care? Would we be arguing about this or saying, "Nah, this guy is one of the greatest centers of all time, and he is the beast"? But the fact he's playing in Denver, let's be honest, it's more of it's more of a West Coast East. It's a coast that matters, and everything else, it's really it's a problem.
I disagree. I disagree a little bit, and this is why with that, because I think now we know all these players. We see them. It doesn't matter what team you're on. If you're good, you're gonna. 20 years ago, I think that would have been more true. Or when I look back in 30 years, 80s, 90s, like when I look back at those times, it wasn't as easy to watch some of the West Coast games and things like that. But
you're still not able to, like, I got the NBA League Pass, but I don't know if a lot of people have it. So I'm just kind of figuring, like, do enough people watch Denver Nuggets games?
Oh, they don't watch as much as the Lakers and even the Knicks or the Suns right now, the Mavericks, some of the teams that are like the Celtics, like those top-notch teams, even probably the 76ers. But, I mean, it's not a fan vote. So I think that argument goes for like maybe an all-star game voting, right? Because you see a lot of the big market teams in all the sports. You'll have guys on like a Chicago team, like these guys shouldn't be on the all-star game, but you get a lot of votes. You know what I'm saying? But because it's the writers or whoever, I don't even know in the NBA who gets to actually vote.
Well, apparently Kendrick Perkins has a vote.
Okay, so he's been voting for Embiid probably and he's going to vote for Embiid this year, right? So, and that's fine. Embiid's a great player, but and it depends on what kind of basketball you like too. And some would say, does your team need to be really good and in the playoffs, or is it just stats? Is it MVP? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it what you do for your team, or do you have to be on a good team? Does that team need to have the best record? I think that helps. Right. And because Denver is first in the West, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's help. And they were first number. I think they were 1 or 2 last year, right? So that helps the cause because what you're doing, your production is allowing your team to win. right?
Yeah.
And he does a lot. He's a triple-double guy right now. I think he leads the NBA this year in triple-doubles, and he's a center. That's very, very rare,
So
right?
I'm wondering why is it bias? And not necessarily I don't think Perkins hates white people. I think he's dumb. I think he's dumb. He's a little too emotional. And I don't know how he got this far ahead with sports commentary. I don't get it, but he must be doing well because they keep him on. He must be putting in some kind of viewers. But
Right.
is it Joker? Is he boring to watch? It just doesn't have the style and finesse? I mean, is it too fundamentals? Is it like Luka is stylish with how he plays, even though he's from Europe, and Joker obviously go figure he's from Europe as well. Is it just, man, we wish he was a little bit more flashy? Does he look like, he doesn't look like he's really running hard? You know what I mean? Like everything just seems so effortless. Does it look too easy? I'm trying to look at it beyond, well, they're just biased because.
Well, clearly, you'd rather see Zion or John Moran or somebody do something amazing. You'd rather see LeBron on a fast break. But I'm telling you right now, I've played a lot of basketball. I've coached some basketball. Joker is, next to LeBron James, he's the most intelligent player in today's NBA, in my opinion. He's looking at so many he's looking so many moves ahead. His passing is immaculate. He knows what to do with the ball before he gets it. He positions himself on the court in a way that he'll get himself to a spot to where he knows the pass is coming, and he understands what the other guys are doing and where to feed the ball. It's amazing. But it's similar to Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was Mr. Fundamental. He won multiple MVPs, 5 championships, I believe.
Yeah.
People thought to watch him was boring. But sometimes when you're not flashy and you don't do the crazy dunks and the behind the back passes, even though Joker does some of that, people are like, I'd rather have my LeBron. I'd rather have somebody like that.
Yeah.
Or Steph Curry launching crazy shots. But he's pretty good, man. I've watched some Denver games, and he's fun to watch because it looks very effortless for him. And he's not the biggest, the strongest. He's not fast. But he's playing chess. And some of these guys are playing checkers, and they're playing very, very good, right?
Yeah.
But he's on a different level, right? And I think we kind of get tired of the same guy wins in a row. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time somebody won 3 times in a row. Maybe somebody could tell me. I don't think LeBron's ever done it.
No.
I don't think Kobe never did it. Maybe Michael Jordan, or maybe Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. We'd have to go back.
Yeah, maybe Chamberlain, maybe
Chamberlain, Shaquille. Shaquille never won 3 in a row, to my understanding. So he's in rare territory, and I think sometimes when you're that good and you keep getting these awards.
Oh wait, I have it right here. The
3P. Larry Bird.
Only players win 3 MVPs in a row. I want you to guess.
Okay. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. I'm gonna go back. Bill Russell.
Bill Russell's the only one.
Damn, look at that. So Michael Jordan's never won 3 in a row.
Everyone did back-to-backs. You got LeBron, you got your Tim Duncans, Shaq, but no. Bill Russell, 61, 62, and 63.
Great. And Kobe's only got 1, which is wild too.
Yeah.
You think about that.
I think for Joker, if he balls out and dominates in the playoffs, he'll get more respect. I think that's the issue beyond whatever the bias is, but he needs to go to the playoffs and go deep in the playoffs, dominate, win championships. Then this nonsense argument stops. But the issue, I think, with Nash, and Dirk actually won a championship, but Nash, he couldn't get a championship. And they should have. They should have had at least 1 championship. It had that weird situation where a couple of the players got suspended.
Yeah.
This is some not pushing, and someone jumped on the court. And, once you jump on the court, you're on the bench, you get suspended. They should have won at least 1 championship, but they didn't, right?
Yeah, they were stacked, man. They had Stoudemire, Sean Marion. They had they were stacked. Yeah.
I think didn't have Joe Johnson.
They had Joe Johnson at one point.
Yeah, how did they win a championship?
Yeah, well, they had Mike D'Antoni as a coach. That didn't help him, probably.
Yeah, I didn't know. He's okay.
He's all right.
But I think he needs to dominate in the playoffs to get a lot of this nonsense, even the conversation that he's not great off his back. But let's go back to what Kendrick is saying. Do you? Yeah. I'll ask you straight out. Do you think that, Kendrick's argument, Perkins' argument, that past MVP winners were benefited by bias?
I don't. I don't think that. I think Nowinski won it. I mean, we could go back and forth and say, well, this person should have won this and this person should have won that. And Karl Malone stole an MVP from Jordan. So did Charles Barkley. And Nash stole one from Kobe and or Shaq. And we could do that all day. But I really don't think so. When you look, I mean, if that's the case, then Larry Bird should have won 4 or 5 in a row and Magic shouldn't have, right? So I think when guys are there, let's say there's 100 voters. I don't know. I think there's 500 or something. There's a lot of voters, right?
Yeah.
But if 1 or 2, do I think 1 or 2 are like, yeah, that's a white guy, I'll vote for him. That's a tiebreaker. That's definitely possible. I'm not going to be naive. I'm not going to be naive. Yeah. But I don't feel like there's an abundance of guys going in saying, let's vote for the white guy. Because no, I don't believe that. I think these guys are normally voting for the guy they thought had the best season, and some of them might be looking at more analytics, more deeper than others. I think that's what happened in the Steve Nash case. They're looking at analytics, they're looking at sabermetrics, they're looking at all this stuff, right?
Right.
But I think Kendrick Perkins had a bad take. I think he regrets it. I think JJ Redick ethered him. He bodied him. He came with facts. He was like, well, what about this and what about that? And it made Kendrick Perkins look kind of bad, a little silly, So
why because what Perkins kept saying is, well, these past white MVP winners wasn't even in top whatever in points. Do we take scoring too much into account of being MVP? Like what Nash had 18 points, but he had damn near 11 assists and carried the team. The team did not if he wasn't on the court, they were a different team.
Yeah.
You didn't have another guy that did what he did. Because, even if, with Joe Johnson, he's an ISO guy. They call him ISO Joe. He was orchestrating the offense. He just give me the ball and he'll score on you.
He'll get you a bucket,
the team is not going to run the same. Like no one came up with the ball up the court except Nash. So are we, I think Kendrick maybe a little bit too much worrying about scoring, which I understand. You need to score to win.
Yeah.
But when you see like Joker, averaging damn near a triple double, which I know triple doubles are not as important as it used to be, but his team is winning. It's not like it's
when he has a triple double, I think I saw a stat. They're like 28-0, something crazy like that. When he has a triple double, like that's insane, right? Yeah. Because the reason for that is when you have a guy that can facilitate point guard production from the center position. So you're talking out of a pick and roll, out of the box. He brings the ball up at times. He'll rebound and outlet. Like he does, his assists come in so many different ways. He's great at getting it in off the wing or in the box and getting it to the corner 3, which is the best shot in the NBA. As far as 3-point goes, like I think we have to understand that assists are points. When you set up a guy really well, right, for an easy high percentage shot, a corner Absolutely. 3, a layup, that is a point because it's leading to a point, right? So. Right. I think sometimes we do look at the points per game, and a lot of prior MVPs, the guy that leads the league in scoring is probably, is a front runner. Same with NFL, the guy that has the quarterback that throws the most touchdowns or the most yards is probably going to be a front runner in the conversation to win MVP. The guy in baseball that hits the most home runs, most RBIs, probably a front runner. But there's other things to consider. Basketball is a weird sport, man. Like, Kobe and Carmelo and Jordan, they would score a lot of points, Tracy McGrady, but they'd also take a lot of shots. Their assists were really low. Michael Jordan didn't have a whole lot of assists when he got toward the end of his career, right?
Yeah.
So points are points for me. That's how I look at it. But
yeah. Bobby says Nash and Joker are playmakers. Yeah. I mean, that's what you need. And anyway, maybe we're a little bit, again, I'm trying to, I definitely think Kendrick Perkins has bias against Joker in some way. Only he can truly answer it. Everyone is basically guessing by saying, well, because of the color of his skin, you don't think he plays as well as Joel Embiid. At this point, Embiid or Joker has not done anything in the playoffs to really. Right. So it's really going to be taking who really puts it on the playoffs.
But it's a regular season award, though.
Exactly. So, but you know how it is. If Joker was dominating in the playoffs, it wouldn't matter. This argument will even be put out there.
Yeah.
So. I'm trying to figure out what is in Kendrick's head for him to be that angry Well, obviously you're being accused of being racist, but it just I don't understand what he's seeing. It's just Joel is all right. It doesn't need some guy making up stuff to help him win an MVP. Like I mean, I know Joel cares about the MVP too.
Yeah, I think he's upset he didn't get a lot. I think
Definitely.
I think last year it could have gone kind of either way. So you can't really be upset. There would have been people that would have been upset if Joker didn't get it because you look at the stats overall, the analytics. Joker did something last year that's never been done before. So typically when you do that, when you add all the stats up and the percentages, the analytics, you give it to the guy. Like, Westbrook averaged a triple-double the year that he did that for the first time since Oscar Robertson. He got the MVP.
Yeah.
But there were better players in the league that year than Russell Westbrook. He wasn't the best overall player, but he had the best stats. So I think sometimes in certain years that stats are going to matter, and Joker's putting up crazy stats. So
I'm going to show you the MVP race so far this season. We'll see what you think. Who should win it? And put up right here to put the right thing. Okay, cool. So, Joker is averaging 20. Basically 26 points, 11 rebounds, and damn near 10 assists.
That's a triple-double. That's crazy.
So what are we complaining? Like what are we really upset about?
And his team has the best record in basketball.
Yeah.
And what's the complaint?
I don't know.
If LeBron James averaged these numbers, and he's probably pretty close, but LeBron probably isn't quite averaging the assists, and I don't think LeBron's averaging 10.8 rebounds, but the points are probably a little bit better. We'd be saying LeBron James was MVP, right? If Steph Curry was doing it, Giannis probably has actually similar stats, but I'm sure Giannis's assists are less than 9.9. So, I mean, but Giannis is, I'm sure, the next guy or the third guy on this list, I would imagine.
Yeah, I just don't understand. And number 2 is Jason Tatum. He's 31 points, about 8 rebounds, 4 assists.
Mm-hmm.
They've been kind of losing a little bit. Some games, I'm sure they don't want to be losing.
Yeah,
like
2 weeks.
You lost to the Knicks and the Nets within like 3 days. Was kind of like I don't know what's going on with them, but Tatum's up there and it's look good. But the problem is the team wins aren't up there. But
look at the average. I mean, that's crazy. More, so he's averaging 6 or 7 more points. He's averaging only 2 less rebounds and half less of assists than Joker. Though that stat line right there is actually a little more impressive for me. But
it's impressive, but the problem is, the teams are not winning. And now there's an issue with him again. There's, even Jason Kidd said Luka complains too much to the refs. He needs to stop, and I don't think Luka can stop himself. I think that's a part of his game and his attitude. But when you drive to the basket, you didn't get it, you fell on the floor, and then you're looking at the ref with your hands up. And there's still games. The game is still on. Yeah. And now it's 5-on-4 because you're complaining to the ref.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he stops that. This must be super old because they have.
Where's Giannis? Hold on. Giannis isn't even in the top 5. Something doesn't make sense.
Actually, let me look at this because this may be a little older actually. But this must be much older.
Giannis to me is in the top 3 as far as now. I think so, but
of course my damn internet's not working. But and it's interesting too. Like you can have 3. I think when you vote, you put 3 places. I believe.
Yes, you get so there's a point system. So if you have so many third place votes, that equals points, and then they add it all up, right?
Yeah.
So somebody could have more first place votes, but it doesn't mean that they necessarily would win.
Yeah.
Because if they, what I'm saying, if somebody had a whole bunch of 2s and then like some 1s, and so it's going to be interesting. But for me, like the MVP's like to me, the bigger flex is the MVP of the finals. Like who came out, the playoffs, the Eastern Conference MVP, Western Conference, and then the finals. To me, that's a bigger prize. But
okay, so let me okay, this is a more up to date one. This one's March 3rd. So let's see who the guy is number 1. No, thank you.
I think 1's still going to be Joker, I would imagine.
Let's see. Let's go. Yeah. So this is updated stats. He is legit.
He's a triple-double. Points went down just a little, but that's
so
crazy.
number 1 is Joker. Number 2 is Giannis.
Actually. Yeah, so Giannis is look at that. Look at that. His assists are down, but the rebounds, the points. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. These players are on another level. And then Tatum is still there. Yeah. Let's see, Joel, and look at Joel's. Like these guys are throwing up this. they're scoring so much. Where I remember when a player scored 30 points a game, that was a big deal.
That was a big deal. Yeah.
Now it's like 20 something points a game. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
It's your top player is going to score that much, and Luka's doing 33 points a game.
Yeah, look, that's crazy. Yeah.
So who's your top? Who's your three?
Joker, Giannis, and Luka, in my opinion. I think Jason Tatum's had the last couple weeks, his points are there, but his team's not winning. You got to win.
You got to be winning. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with your three.
Yeah.
I think
and Jason Tatum, I think for a while was number one or number two for the first couple of months of the season because they were really hot in the beginning. But I think right now, I think Joker would get the nod. If everything continues, Joker's going to win again. Unless Joel Embiid starts dropping 50-point games and he gets, and 20 rebounds like Anthony Davis did the other. Like Anthony Davis, if he's been healthy, we got to put him in there. Anthony Davis has had 2 months. They've been separated by a couple of months where he just dominated.
Yeah.
He had 5, 6, 7 game stretches where he's putting up 30 and 16. Like he's, but he just hasn't been available. Right. But unless, some of the other players that we're talking about besides Joker, unless they do something crazy and try to, have some, Joel Embiid could definitely win, or Giannis. They'd have to have some game-winning shots, a couple 50, 60-point games, like those kind of things fans remember, especially as the season goes on. But if everything just stays the same, Joker's probably going to win his third MVP.
Yeah, I hear. I think he's probably going to win it. He'll be the first one since Bill Russell.
That's crazy.
Some people can get butthurt about that, but I'm looking at some notables, and the New York Knicks, Julius Randle, they have him ranked 7. Listen, I showed
the Knicks have been hot, bro. The Knicks have been hot, man.
Where's Hector? Hopefully Hector's still in there.
Yeah, the Knicks have been hot. Shout out to Hector. Jalen Brunson.
I showed a picture of a screenshot of the Bleacher Report. I guess they were doing some kind of live show, and they're like, can the Knicks make it to the finals? I'm like, what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, no.
But props to the Knicks, because I felt at one point in the season, I thought they were getting a little tired of Thibodeau. Like they were getting tired of the coach, the way it just, because he can really grind on his plays. And I'm thinking, this is about it. Because eventually they're like, okay, how far can we go with this dude? But no, they're doing very well. I know they lost to the Hornets the other day, but they're scoring. They're doing pretty well. Hector's throwing it into your face, and you use a hater, and it shows that it's what happens if the Knicks get to the finals. Like, what are you gonna do?
Listen, I'm gonna be fantastic with that because my boy D Rose is on the Knicks, and I am a huge Derrick Rose fan, and I would love to see. Listen, if the Knicks won the whole thing, I'd be happy. Yeah. I got no hate. Derrick Rose is my guy. I would love to see him get a championship. I mean, I love Derrick Rose. I love everything about Derrick Rose, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, probably not. But and that's the thing. If you want to get people, New York fans, to watch your stuff, just say shit like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Knicks can make it to the finals. How many New York fans went and clicked that dumb link? Like,
I know, right? They're watching it on repeat right now on their TVs and their phones. Like, the New York Knicks are contenders. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. They got the old Patrick Ewing jersey and the Earl Monroe jerseys out of the closet, and Willis Reed, and they're fantasizing about the good old days. Sorry, guys, it ain't happening this year.
Oh, yeah, I love the good old days. Those 90s Knicks, Derek Harper, John Starks.
Yeah, those were the best times for me because I'm a Bulls fan. So, those were really good times for me.
Well, no, I don't like that. Every time. Don't bother in the playoffs. Bulls going to win. Don't bother. Why show
up? There was nothing better than some of those series they had, even if it wasn't in the Eastern Conference Finals. Those teams going at it, the hatred they had, good players on both sides. I mean, Ewing would just dominate the paint because the Bulls didn't have a big guy, It was fun watching those games. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little different now. It's more, the offense is still there, but we'll see. And, Kendrick Perkins, everyone kept saying, JJ is probably not going to come back on first take. I think if Stephen Hayes running the show, JJ Redick is just fine.
JJ's coming. He'll be fine. I don't. Yeah,
and he'll bring back Kendrick too. Yeah,
they're professionals. I'm sure they'll go out and have a drink or dinner, and you know what I'm saying. It's not, in the moment.
Kendrick and JJ, I don't know, man. I don't know if they'll.
These guys are professionals. I think and sometimes I think you get caught up in the moment on TV, and these shows are live, right? So they're not edited. I think they're live, right? Yeah, they should be live. I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there might be a little bit of a time delay, right? A little bit, but like I think these guys are fine. It happens. There's been worse back and forth on First Take, right? And I think at the end of the day, both these guys will be on the show. Perkins, though, I don't know. It's not going to help his brand.
But I'm saying, like you said, that there's been some back and forth arguments. But when you accuse another person of being racist,
yeah,
that's heavy. Well, not really. Well, nowadays everyone's racist.
Nowadays,
But,
I mean, nowadays it's
that was a big accusation. Like that's a big one. Now it's he put out there saying, well, these white guys got picked. Why happened? I was let you guys figure it out. Like, no, you should explain what you're saying so we don't are confused and start filling in the blanks now. Because now we're filling the blanks. And JJ did and said that's why I think you're racist. And you're like, I'm just speaking the facts. You threw out an opinion at the end without any information. You just said, well, these three got picked.
Yeah, you tell me. I'll sit here. You tell me. Like, if anything, he's helping Joker's cause.
Yes,
that's how I look at it. I think what he did is going to have the opposite effect of what he wanted.
Yeah. So hopefully, Cliff Dog says they may hash it out. Hopefully, and Hector has to put out more of the Knicks. Jalen Brunson may be the best free agent signing in the last.
I saw some story.
Years.
I think Charles Barkley said something to that effect, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there's some truth there, but I don't know. I think Durant going to the Golden State Warriors was a pretty good signing.
Was that 5 years?
That was about 5 years ago. Yeah. I mean, because they won 2 championships.
Yeah.
They won 2, right? With Kevin Durant, 1, 2,
yeah.
2. They won 2. So I feel like that's a pretty good signing. But
that's pretty good.
It's pretty. I mean, listen, I think Jalen Brunson for me, and I think I can speak for Hannibal, exceeded some expectations.
Absolutely. So well, I did not think he was going to do this. I thought they needed some other pieces, obviously, but he transformed that team and also just kind of works with the idea, tough defense. He seems like a coachable person, good attitude to handle Tom Thibodeau, because Tom Thibodeau is not the easiest coach to deal with. Maybe the fact that, Derek, Rose is there to kind of, hey, this is how he does it. Mm-hmm. So he's surrounded by some veteran help. So
he's from Villanova too, and he won a championship in Villanova. Jay Wright was the coach. Jay Wright's kind of a tough coach, right?
Yeah,
so I think it was a really good fit in a match, and I like Brunson. I like his game. I mean, I think he's a really good player. So
and how things are a whole different compared to how the Knicks and the Nets started the season. The Knicks look pretty good, and Nets look, Mikal Bridges. Listen.
He's gonna be he could be an all-star.
Yeah, he's not where he's just balling out of control. The first 6 games, no one ever has done this. I forgot the stats. I saw it on Facebook. So we got some good young talent on the Nets. It's just there's no championship happening anytime soon. No. In the chat talking about Danny Dimes signed with a contract that wasn't ridiculous.
So I saw something about the contract, but it didn't say the number. So what is the number?
I think it was definitely over 100 million. Let me look it up.
That's
in the chat. Let me know it's a very decent. It's not like anything crazy. I don't know if it's guaranteed or anything.
Well, it shouldn't be crazy. It's
4 years, 160 million.
Hold on, what? He's getting 40 million a year?
Well, that's a running wage.
Hold on. Daniel Jones is getting 40 million a year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What's the problem? What are you confused about? They made the playoffs. He's the biggest reason why they went to the playoffs.
All right. Okay.
All right. Wait. Don't disrespect Danny Dimes.
I guess the money. When I hear that, it's like $40 million.
This is the rate. Why do you think now that in Lamar Jackson? That's
I don't know what's going to happen. It's not looking good for him. So I heard the Ravens basically gave him some kind of thing to where he can go and be free agent. Somebody could offer him something, and the Ravens have the option of matching it, and then Lamar Jackson just stays with the Ravens, or not. And then in return, they get 2 first-round picks. So Lamar Jackson's not going to be in the Ravens next year. I'm saying that right now.
No, and I think the Ravens called his bluff a little bit. I think they know with his current play style, he will get hurt. And they don't want to pay him that money. And I don't think they like the fact that he didn't play and kind of ruin their season. But I could look at it, and that's the thing now. If all the players, NFL and NBA, that they look at themselves as a business and they're cutthroat, where it used to be, and I think back in the 90s, in the 80s, 90s, where they were more of a loyalty kind of thing, handshakes, that kind of thing. Now it's, well, if my, if the company is ruthless, well, I'm going to be ruthless too. No, I'm not going to play. I don't care about the playoffs at this point. I need what I want. I want Deshaun Watson's touchy money. I want fully guaranteed money, and no one wants that to happen. But it's already been out there. They set the precedent. They already set this idea now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to be in the Ravens.
Maybe the Jets, maybe Detroit Lions, which would be crazy. I think that'd be crazy. Some people have the Bears. We would trade away Fields and get Lamar Jackson. Like, there's a lot. The Bears.
You would think that, would you?
For the short term, yes, I would.
Lamar is not old.
He's not. But I do like Fields. I don't know. I like Fields a lot, and he's going to be significantly less money. So the Bears are going to be interesting because they're going to trade away their first pick. They're going to get a lot of picks. I think they can build around Fields or whoever they bring in. It's going to be interesting. But like, if Lamar's not going to be, there's no way. I think that relationship's a little tainted, like you're saying. I think they called his bluff. He's still going to get paid, so as he should. So I think Lamar Jackson's going to be just fine. So
I think he should have had a real agent. He should have had a real agent.
It's his mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got too personal. You need that, other person that's not related to you and it's complete. Keep it business and let them negotiate it. When you negotiate, you're hearing everything that you don't want to hear, and it has affected his relationship with the team. I think that's one of the reasons, not talked about, but if your mom is negotiating and they're saying your son don't deserve this, imagine how she feels. And I understand, and then what she's telling him. My mom was my mom would complain about something and it had something to do with me. Like, you can't say that about my son. You can't. And that's moms, right? That's family in general. But your mom is hearing why you don't deserve this amount of money. And you see your son working hard. You see your son hurt, rehabbing this, playing a violent sport. And they say, and again, it's all business. But I just think he should have got a real agent.
Is his mom, was she an agent before? Does she have a law degree? Do we know if she went to school? Like, do we know? Like, okay.
I don't know.
There's no way I'd have my mom. I mean, maybe one of my boys, if he had a degree or a family member that was like doing this already, but that's a bold move on his behalf. So it looks like it's not working out for him at this point so far. But
I mean, no, because you need to get a deal done. No, he has no agent. Okay, I just looked at this Sports Illustrated article, and it was posted 12 hours ago. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson has no agent, and it's killing his career.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
you need a professional in there, and I mean, I understand you want the same contract, and I don't know how much money they were apart, but yeah, he's out.
Well, but look at it like this. So I can't imagine he doesn't have an agent because he wants to save money. I mean, if anything, he's gonna by not paying an agent, let's say 10 or 20 million, it might cost him 100 million, right? So he's losing $80 million. You see what I'm saying? So like, it doesn't make it. Something else has to be going on there where he doesn't. Maybe he has some trust issues, or he has something. Maybe he had an agent and something happens. Like, you know what? I'll do this on my own. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think when you try to go that route, it's like trying to defend yourself in court. For a murder trial, like, nah, get you a damn lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
you don't have you put your 10,000 hours of expertise in football,
correct?
Not negotiating contracts. You get the dork to do the contracts to a point where even if they come with you asking questions like, talk to my agent, so I can focus 100% on the game. But it just didn't work that way. And I'm not even mad about him not playing. I think at that point he was injured.
Yeah, I think so too.
Playing didn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's super competitive. I think the Ravens are in the playoffs. They're a good team. Like, he would have wanted to play. I think he didn't want to risk. It was a little calculated. It's like, I could maybe play, but then if I get hurt even more, then that really suffers my money, right? So he's like, I'm just going to play it safe.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I think he's still going to get a big contract. He'll get a lot of money, but it might be somewhere else. So
Yeah, said Lamar bet on himself and lost.
Yeah.
Last season just didn't. I mean, it started. I think it started. You remember if it started well or it started low and kind of, yeah. They had some good games. I felt like they lost some games they shouldn't have lost last season, and then they went to plus, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
You know, pay the man now." And it seems like Ravens organization is real old school. They did not like a lot of the things he was. He would bump up. You know, he would say when Shannon Sharp is telling pay the man. He would retweet that saying Shannon Sharp's my bro. Like a lot of those tactics, I think he thought it worked. I think he probably thought I just push this a little bit more with social media and work. It didn't. It just pissed off the Ravens more. So
when I think the one thing that is against him, right? So I'm a big believer. Your biggest strength can also be your biggest weakness.
Yeah.
What Lamar Jackson does so well is he's super athletic. He's proved that he can throw the ball.
He's improved.
Obviously, he runs the ball. Like he's smart. He's a good leader. He's competitive, right? But the way he plays football isn't really conducive of a long-term career.
Of course,
right? So these teams want a Patrick Mahomes, a Justin Herbert, a Lawrence guy. Like, yeah, they're going to run sometimes, right?
But able to throw in the pocket.
They want to throw in the pocket because over time, that's going to actually make you have a longer career, right? Because you're not taking as many hits. So I think that's hurting him a little bit too. I think teams are looking at like, okay, he's got a little bit of a history of injury, the way he plays. Is he really going to be able to be on our team for the next 8 years, or is it only 4 years? Probably more like 4 or 5 at this level versus 8 or 9, right? So I think that hurts. I think that hurts him a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll see. You know, we got a couple of months before the NFL season begins, but we'll see. I know we're up on the hour. By next week, I will be watching at least the first 2 Creed movies, even though the third one came out. But I'm gonna watch those movies, and we actually have another clip I wanted to show you, but we ran out of time. But have a good weekend, guys. Be good out there. You know, don't get yourself into trouble. Any other advice, Pedro?
Well, that's not fun. That's not fun. Listen to Hannibal. He is he's smarter, better looking, and more measured than me. So I'm the devil on your shoulder. Hannibal's the angel. Listen to the angel. Okay.
If I'm the angel, then you're screwed.
We got problems. Yeah, we're screwed. Yeah.
But I'm gonna spend my weekend hopefully resting, doing some more workouts. You know what I'm saying? Get this body, because I gotta listen. I gotta moisturize my situation and preserve my sexy. So that's the P Diddy mantra. That's what I gotta do. Gotta work it out.
Okay.
So I can come up with the muscles, pow, like that.
You know, we should do some type of, maybe y'all let us know if you're, let us know in the comments if you're watching a replay or even now, or think about it for next Monday and Wednesday. Should Hannibal and I do some kind of fitness challenge? We document, should we do like a push-up challenge? Hannibal said he could do 30 push-ups. I don't know if I can do 30 push-ups right now. Yeah. Maybe that could be fun. Maybe.
All right. I mean, I hope they don't change the dynamic of this relationship when you see.
Listen, bro.
It's at a gun show. I mean, you don't want to see. Oh, yeah, you may have seen the gun show already. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think it's good. We just spent a weekend in LA together. Like, I think we're good. I don't think anything's gonna, I think our relationship's all right.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Like I said, enjoy the weekend. Be good out there. Be safe, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Peace.
Peace.